Good morning. Welcome back to the channel, the Wandering Reseller. Yeah, it started off late. I got going at 8 o'clock this morning. Woke up to 7-8 offers. That's great. Now remember, I've been scheduling every hour the whole month of April. And before we started this, we weren't getting anything before the morning. So I was pretty stoked about that. Let me wave to my neighbors. And I had another neighbor. We're hoping to continue that morning overnight push. I did approximately 2 hours of item specifics updates, and I did a few things differently. I took the URL that the listing's on, and I had ChatGPT grade my listing from an SEO standpoint, and it would tell me what I needed to work on. Shocking, different. I've done it differently now. This was really cool. And a lot of times it says I'm not using enough description keywords in the description, not using enough keywords, not getting the SEO. And I'm like, oh, so I asked it, with the eBay AI, is there any benefits? And obviously I did a video on it, and this guy driving 5 miles an hour pulls out in front of me and just not driving. Alright. And there's a video on my channel that talks about how they're stuffing their description with item specifics and keywords from the title. And I always said that's Google's theory of, making a power page when we did SEO. And I gotta be super careful here. Sorry guys, it's just a lot going on, and I don't want to make a mistake in the morning. I should probably do this when I'm not driving. And it comes back with more information than it had before, and they do stuff the keywords in the description of the AI to generate organic traffic. Okay, so now instead of me having eBay ChatGPT create me a listing or fix the mistakes, I'm only having it grade it. Don't do anything, just grade it by categories, item specifics. How did you do it? So it'll look at the title you provided and then grade the item specifics, and it'll give you green, red, and all of them came back red in the description. So I started using the ChatGPT description, and I was looking at the eBay, and it's very similar. It's very similar as stuffing keywords, stuffing item specifics. So I did that for 2 hours, fixing old item specifics that were missing or vague, and updating the description with one of the either or of the ChatGPT or the eBay AI description. And then I got this huge bump in traffic, organic traffic, never seen before, just out of the blue, bam! So they're telling me, hey, we're doing something we like. That's how I look at it. It's not a fluke that, okay, I got a car there turning. It's not a fluke. So I'm going to show you that, and I'm going to pick up some coffee, and I'm going to show you what I did with ChatGPT and grading it. I think it's important for you to realize that what ChatGPT was just doing a month ago isn't even close to what it's doing now. It is learning leaps and bounds, and I'm very, very excited about it because I rather have ChatGPT grade it, and then I can focus on the category, the area. And they even told me you're kind of overpriced. Okay, I look at the competitors, and if there were similar ones and I'm way above it, well, they don't know I'm running a 30% sell, so it drops it down. So there's some things that you have to understand. ChatGPT ain't going to be always correct, and that's important. So this is a 5 minutes and 30 seconds already. So I'm going to cut it off because I want to be able to go down to the beach and talk more. All right, trying something. I hit the pause button. That's kind of cool. I didn't see that there before. So I was talking about the organic bump in traffic after doing those item specifics. I'm going to show you the ChatGPT. I use it 2 different ways now. I'm having it grade it, then I'm having it help me correct it. And then I saw this huge bounce yesterday. I hadn't done good at all week. I mean, I was barely, not even getting to 100. It was horrible. And I'm like, oh, I gotta pull over. There we go. The ambulance. Oh, she's pretty. I wish I had the ability to show you that. That was amazing. My age and everything. Stop and introduce myself. So I'll show you the bounce of this organic traffic. I'm bad. I need to not be judgmental. Or be curious, not judgmental. I'll show you the bounce in money. But now the problem with the money situation, it was still a good day before this buyer came in, and she asked me if I would combine shipping on some items, and I'm like, sure. And it ended up being 15 items, so that's cool. And they were all my ducks, my grandmother's ducks. They were I call them my grandmother's ducks because I like selling on my store, because it reminds me of my grandmother. You know, the little things, and I really appreciate the smalls, and that's why you'll see a mixture of some of his stuff, a lot of his stuff, and her stuff, and just trying to help people grab those memories and hang on to them. And well, she bought 15 of the ducks. She started off really good with good offers, and towards the end, she, like today, she kind of got down to my red line, and I was like, I was getting a little bit frustrated because I need to abstract as much as I can, you know. But she spent almost $200 in small little ducks. You guys watch my channel, it'll show up me processing them. But before that, I was doing better than average. I was like, oh wow, you know, like maybe it has something to do with the organic jump, or you know, I'm always trying to figure it out. So now this morning she came back and bought more. So I'm already, you know, by the time I woke up, I'm already at my daily average for the week. Now, instead of being way off, I'm just off. It's not just so bad. I'm still about a couple $100 off of where I normally am at. And so I have plans of working on listings all day after I got to get my 2-mile walk in. So thanks for listening, and we'll cut you back in here in a little bit. So I would like you guys to stay to the end if you want to see me working my listings and how I'm massaging them, grading them with ChatGPT, fixing them, and then, you know, seeing the difference from how it's grading them. And I've been looking at following this auction again, and I found all these items I like, and I took screenshots from the auction site, and I dropped them into. So Google's AI is getting really good. They've been indexing everything from the internet, the past, and I found some like 1900 not a coin, but like a token from the World Fair in Paris, and they got it named wrong, and no one's bidding on it, and I'm like all over it because it could be $140 value. There's some low value belt buckles from Pahrump, and that was cool. They were, they'll sell for $30-$40, and they're gonna sell. No one's gonna bid on them the way they allotted it up. I hope not. You guys won't see this until after the video, after the auction. But it doesn't stop you from, watching in the future. I'm hoping to. I want to show the stats. I'll do that, maybe overlay my video so you don't have to wait till the end. And then, but how I fix my listings for 2 hours. So I'm gonna try to do it again. Take 5 days off and then hit it hard for like 2 or 3 hours again. I did it for 2 hours. This time I'm more efficient. I wasn't trying to test stuff, and I'll just do what I was doing. And if I start seeing a little bit of this happening in the organic, that's a signal. Hey, do your listings right. Don't use vague item specifics and expect me, knowing it's Michael Jackson and you go various artists. That's cheating. That's making the search of eBay not as rich as it's supposed to be. So why would they ever award anybody that's doing that? They're not gonna, they're gonna make you pay. They're gonna put you on timeout. They're gonna hide your listings. Oh, ChatGPT gave me all the links that says that on Google or eBay. So it's not like ChatGPT is just making up this stuff. It's having the literature, putting words together from the literature, and then giving you the links to show you that, yeah, eBay is punishing sellers, that especially the sellers that are doing volume like I am. I got a lot of listings that are, wrong or vague, or and I just had the best day of the month for me, and I just fixed these item specifics. So just keep that in mind. I'm going to try to save the next 5 minutes for the showing you how to use ChatGPT and what I did and what prompts I use. And I got a whole bunch to show you guys on ChatGPT. I started doing an overview, taking screenshots of my overview, my statistics, and having it understand it and saving that prompt. So every week I come back and I go analyze last week's and how I did this week. And I don't have to sit there and think about am I better or worse? It'll tell me where I improved and where I can improve more. So if I'm doing the organic in the overview and my statistics would say, well, your organic grew and your sales organically grew and you're doing great. It'll reward me by just keeping me every week. You just take the same screenshots and you add it to your prompt, which will have a whole bunch of prompts after 52 weeks. But it'll recommend me to turn down my promotions. Now I have to be 20%. Okay, I don't need that. I dropped it, and so obviously I'm still testing it. All right, and I want to save the last few minutes for the ChatGPT. I don't want to keep repeating myself. It's 14 minutes, you guys. If I don't cut back in, it's because I'll say goodbye to you in the video at the showing you the AI. Okay. Guys, I'm back. Thanks for watching the channel. I want to let you listen to this so you could um, understand what I'm trying to say here. I'm talking about vague item specifics, not missing. I'm talking about knowing the answer but not filling it out, or someone that's not an expert in that category and leaving, NA, or just being very vague about the item specifics. So that's the goal here, is to show you that they are punishing us. All these links, source links, are from eBay community, all these links here. You can do your own research with using this prompt. Basically, I'm showing, do not Does eBay punish sellers that are vague on their item specifics and give them examples? Because AI loves examples, like being knowing the artist on the CD and just using vague. That would be, what I'm talking about. You can have all your item specifics fixed, but if you're using all these incorrect listings, uh, so that's the problem I'm having, and I'm trying to fix.
Yes, eBay enforces its item specifics requirements, and sellers who omit or provide vague required details can face consequences such as listings being blocked or removed. eBay's approach to item specifics. eBay categorizes item specifics into four types: required, essential for listing. Missing these can prevent the item from being listed. Required soon, will become mandatory in the near future. eBay notifies sellers in advance. Recommended, enhance visibility but are optional. Additional, provide extra details to inform buyers. For instance, in the music category, specifics like artist and album title are often required. Listing a CD merely as various artists without specifying the actual artists when known can lead to reduced visibility or listing issues. Consequences of vague or missing required specifics. Sellers who neglect required item specifics may experience listing blocks, inability to list or revise items until required specifics are provided. Reduced visibility. Listings may not appear in filtered search results, decreasing buyer reach. Potential delisting. Persistent noncompliance can lead to listings being removed. eBay emphasizes that while recommended specifics are optional, they can significantly boost a listing's visibility in search results. Tools to manage item specifics. eBay provides several tools to help sellers manage item specifics. Seller Hub highlights listings missing required or recommended specifics. Bulk edit tools allow sellers to update multiple listings simultaneously. Download upload feature enables editing item specifics in bulk via Excel files. Best practices always fill required specifics. Ensure all mandatory fields are completed accurately. Enhance listings with recommended specifics. While optional, they improve search visibility. Be precise. Avoid generic terms like various artists when specific information is available. Regularly review listings. Stay updated with eBay's changing requirements to maintain compliance. By adhering to eBay's item specifics guidelines, sellers can ensure their listings remain active, visible, and appealing to potential buyers. Yes,
So that's a concern, because that can make you sound like eBay's having a lot of technical issues if they're hiding your listings where your seller hub has more than your store, or you're noticing roller coaster sales. So all those links are from eBay. AI is just putting it together based on my prompt. So just be aware of that. I know they're going through a lot of changes, but could it be self-inflicting? And that's what I'm trying to do, is to fix that by checking all my listings, analyzing links. I provide them the link that the listing's at, and I'm having it do an SEO score by basically trying to make it as good as possible. And you can see that right here. And as I go through, I'll notice some of my listings are good, and then they'll suggest changing my categories or changing some item specifics. As I tweaked it, I had to keep tweaking this to get to a point. But remember, AI will forget it if you don't tell it to save to memory. You have to play with AI all the time to understand how powerful it is. If you're just going to play with it and go, oh, it's wrong, well, then you're just shutting yourself down. And so just, I don't want you to think eBay is always having problems. And I agree, they've had a lot of problems. But here's some problems. Don't, uh, it recognized a lot of missing stuff, historical memorabilia. I didn't have the right description in. The missing should move my item, special item. It graded it. It's grading each of my listings. Full breakdown of my listings. It's why it no longer is described. Like here's some good. Here's the missing. What's missing? Missing. That's different than being vague. I'm trying to fix what's missing and then got to go back and fix what's vague. So I got a lot of problems and I'm going through a roller coaster. But when I did fix it, you saw the organic traffic and you saw my spike in sales. So they're awarding me by showing me that I'm doing something right. That's how powerful this platform is. I agree there might be some technical issues behind this, but if you think you're going to list a 500 items and say various artists every time and you know the artist's name, I don't think so. So thanks for watching. And until next time, Wandering Resellers out.